Redditors Who Knew Hitler. What was he like before he rose to power? He was a loving father. I miss him still. R.I.P. Dad. Krieger? Hitler walked into a bar last week. Bartender says, "Hey, I thought you were dead." Hitler says, "No, I've just been hanging out. I came back to kill all the Jaws and 4 clowns." Bartender says, "Why the 4 clowns?" Hitler says, "See, even after 70 years, no one gives a duck about the Jaws. Not me, but a girl I know dated him. He had a total Adam Sandler fetish, like was way into his movies, especially that Zohan one, and his role playing was really fucking weird. She would have to pretend to be a Jew hater and piss on him while he wore a yarmulke. Weird dude. I really hope this is some kid writing a paper, and he includes this. This question made me laugh more than it should. He always wanted to be Axel when we played Streets of Rage. Now I know why. Well, he was such a nice little boy. He would spend hours putting his little dolls in the ovens when he was playing. I saw his future then. I always knew he would do something great. The signs were obvious. The man was a feminist. He worked for Comcast. He was a very religious man. Hated video games, cats and weed. Anyone could see that he was destined for genocide. Honestly, he was already kind of a douche. Stole my lunch money, copied my answers, and was such a ducking tattletale. Duck you, Hitler. I want my pink shirt back. He just wanted to paint. Goddammit, why didn't they let him? Well, anyone that knew Hitler before his rise to power would have to be almost 100 years old to have actually met Hitler when they were 18. They'd have to be at least 82 to even have been born before he rose to power, so I'm pretty sure they aren't on Reddit. Lol. Well then, how do you explain me then? I met him up. Ask away. I don't believe you. Answer me this to confirm you're not a fake. What was Hitler's last name? What type of dumbass do you think I am? You could even Google it for fuck's sake, but since you seem to be incapable of that, I'll tell you anyway. His full name is Hitler Eichmann. Considering the lack of a serious tag, I don't see why this is getting downvoted. I mean, at the least, it's one of the funniest questions I've seen on this sub. Honestly, a pretty chill dude. The whole anti-Semitism thing was just sorta an undertone during conversations. Got chlamydia and went crazy while he was in prison, and we mostly stopped talking. Luckily, we had been pretty good friends prior, so when we met up later during his reign, he hooked up an old friend with eternal youth so I could pursue a career in acting. Edit. Homonyms. Your IMDb trivia page mentions no connection to him, Natalie. Well, we don't exactly want the whole world knowing I was friends with Hitler, do we? No, I think my career is just fine without that hurdle. He definitely had a thing for blue-eyed blondes. I was in the trenches with him. My memory isn't what it was because I was born in, like 1894, but he seemed a little officious. But then I put that down to his being a corporal. He was supposed to be a bit of an ass. Sort of kept himself to himself mostly. I remember when he was gassed. That was a horrible memory, people fumbling with their gas masks and stumbling drunk with tiredness through the unworldly yellow fog. I may be conflating that slightly with a poem one of the Tommies wrote about it, but that was the gist as far as I recall. I can see his livid face leering up towards me, drowning on his own fluid. That was around the time he asked me for tree for D. Marks. A man devoted to Hydra. Hail Hydra. I know I'll be downvoted to heal, but he was an okay person, bit fanatical about vegetarianism and no smoking. Sort of a health nut, but he gave me one of his paintings, although it was no masterpiece if I'm honest. I overheard a conversation once when I was a little boy. Hitler, I don't want ZE pussy anymore, Fridolin. You think I am just a DUMM Schießkopf dart. Now I want to penetrate ZE world. I will make holes everywhere Fridolin. Fridolin. But Addy, that is weird. Hitler. Neen. You are weird Fridolin. You are weird. Where is my niece? Hans. Bring Emmy's Italian spaghetti, now. I met him one day when I was walking around, minding my own business. He ran up to me and complimented my blue eyes and blonde hair. He was a real mama's boy. Always going on about the new girl he's been talking to. He had a real fetish for jaws. They always ended up cheating and breaking his heart. I say it's his own damn fault for falling in love, hard and fast, much like his temper. Every time he went through a breakup he'd always go on and say I'm going to kill them, all of them. I always thought he was talking about his exes. So, being a friend I naturally went along with it. We came up with some pretty gruesome ways to kill them too. Turns out them wasn't only his exes, but jaws in general. You made it to the end. Subscribe for more.